live stream. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna plug something in. All right, now I'm set. Welcome to another live stream. It is 9:32 p.m. here in Madison, Wisconsin. Sorry, I am 2 minutes late. I just had a few cables and papers I needed to sort out before I could, clear my desk and start this live stream. So, welcome to another live stream. This is Tassif Anam, and it's always wonderful to see people joining the live stream. And as always, I'm going to wait for a few minutes, maybe a minute or two before I start discussing the topics I want to discuss. But if you are here, please write something in the chat window. Write something in the chat window. Give me a thumbs up, wave, put a smiley face, an emoticon, a smiley, anything. Just say hi, write your name, write the state that you're from, write the city that you're from, write how the weather is today, wherever you are. Tell me about the weather. Terry is here, my friend Terry from South Dakota. Always wonderful to see Terry joining, and she put an image of the American flag. So, okay, I see more people here. I'm going to wait for maybe 30 more seconds before I start. I have some important things to discuss. I'm going to be talking about the border surge at the border, okay? And then I'll talk about voting rights. Very, very important. I'll tell you something very shocking that some New York liberals tried to do, but it did not work out. It's about voting rights. And I'm going to be talking about that. And then I will tell you about an upcoming event where I will be the guest speaker. There's an event coming up, and I'll be the guest speaker, and I will tell you about that. So I'll talk about border surge, voting rights, and then the upcoming event. So thank you for staying connected to my YouTube channel. Thank you for joining this live stream. And we are past 2 minutes, 30 seconds, so I'm going to start. My friends, we all know that Governor Abbott is working very hard to stop the influx of migrants. I've mentioned that a number of times, and I've also told you that Governor Greg Abbott is my favorite governor in the United States. We have lots of great governors. We have some great governors in the United States. We've got definitely Greg Abbott. We have Kristi Noem from South Dakota. And I know my friend Terry from South Dakota. My friend Terry likes Kristi Noem. I like Kristi Noem. She's a great governor. And then we have Ron DeSantis, who's a really wonderful governor. And so we have some great governors, but Governor Abbott has some challenges that he's facing because he's the governor of Texas, which is a border state. And so what's happening, as you know, foreign nationals, they're coming into the United States because of the open border. So what Governor Abbott has been trying to do is he has been trying to stop the influx of migrants through the Texas border. And that's working. His efforts, his steps, his actions are working. Governor Abbott's actions are working. And that's why what's happening is that foreign nationals are choosing to enter the United States through Arizona and California borders, okay? Because the word spreads very quickly, and I think the migrants figured out that it's very difficult because of the strong actions taken by Governor Greg Abbott of Texas. It's very difficult to cross into Texas through the southern border. So what's happening is that people are heading towards Arizona and crossing into Arizona, and they're crossing into California. And that's resulting in big border surge numbers in Arizona and California. So that's what's going on. Now, I think, if you ask me, it's time for Arizona, and it's time for California. It's time for the governors of Arizona and California to do what Governor Greg Abbott did in Texas. Governor Greg Abbott has been fighting illegal immigration. He has been using the resources that he has as the governor of a wonderful state to secure the borders, to secure the Texas border. And he's working very hard. And so the governors of Arizona, the governor of Arizona and the governor of California, they should also take similar steps, take strong steps to secure the southern border, to stop this influx of migrants. But let me ask you this, my friends. Let me ask you: can we really expect Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, can we really expect Gavin Newsom to take the kind of steps that Governor Greg Abbott did to secure the border? I mean, I'm going to let you answer. If you have thoughts, please share with me your thoughts. Write in the chat window what you think. Do you think the kind of strength that Governor Greg Abbott has and the way he's fighting to protect the people of Texas, will Governor Gavin Newsom take similar steps? Will Gavin Newsom secure the border that California has with with Mexico? Is that going to happen? Well, let me tell you the reality, the facts here, okay? Under Governor Gavin Newsom, California is a sanctuary state. A sanctuary state, which means it's a sanctuary for undocumented immigrants. And that's why the illegal immigrants choose California in many cases. I mean, why are there so many illegal immigrants in New York City? Because it's the sanctuary city. Why are there so many illegal immigrants in Illinois? Because it's a sanctuary state. Why are there so many illegal immigrants in California? Because it's a sanctuary state. And so under Governor Gavin Newsom, California is a sanctuary state. So we can't really expect Governor Gavin Newsom to do what Governor Greg Abbott did in Texas. And in fact, let me tell you what's going on in California. As many of you already know, the liberals, they want to provide taxpayer-funded benefits to the migrants. The California liberals, they're prioritizing the illegal immigrants, and they're looking at ways to provide more and more taxpayer-funded benefits to the migrants. That's what's going on in California. In fact, the liberals in California, they expanded publicly funded health insurance benefits to the migrants. So taxpayer dollars going towards the migrants. So that's California. So I don't think that we can expect Gavin Newsom to secure the California border in the south. Okay? And so what's going on as Texas takes steps to secure the Texas border, more and more migrants are going towards Arizona and California, and that's causing a surge in that part of the country, in the Arizona border and the Texas border. Okay, so that's what's going on. It's unfortunate. So I think all the border states, the ideal situation would be that we would have a president who would secure the border and enforce the immigration laws. And if for some reason the president doesn't do it, which is what's happening now, the Biden administration is not securing the border. So then the border state governors must step up and do their part to secure the border. And that's what Greg Abbott is doing in Texas. But can we expect the same thing in California? I don't think so. California, you know what California needs? California needs a conservative governor, but it's a blue state. All right, my friends, let me move on to the next topic that I want to discuss. Voting rights in New York City. This is shocking. If you don't know this, you're going to be shocked. And if you have heard this news, then you probably won't be shocked because you've heard it before. But what I am about to tell you, if you never heard about this before, you are likely going to be very shocked. In New York City, the liberals the elected officials, liberals, they passed a law that would allow non-citizens to vote in municipal elections. Now, let's be clear. Non-citizens in this context means legal non-citizens. We are not talking about illegal immigrants, okay? So when I say that the liberals in New York passed a law to allow non-citizens to vote in municipal elections, I'm referring to legal non-citizens, not illegal immigrants. But still, here's the important thing to remember. Voting rights is only for US citizens. Only US citizens are allowed to vote in American elections. Now, you may be a natural born US citizen, or you may be a naturalized US citizen. You have to be a citizen, whether natural born or naturalized. You have to be a US citizen to vote in American elections. Voting is for US citizens only, but liberals in New York City, they want to extend voting rights to non-citizens. For example, green card holders. Who are the green card holders? They are permanent residents. They are legal. They have legal status. They are lawfully present. That's why they are green card holders. But they are not citizens. A green card holder may eventually pursue citizenship and become a US citizen. But as a green card holder, that individual who is a green card holder, that individual is not a US citizen. And therefore, that individual should not be allowed to vote in any American election. So Terry is writing about San Francisco. Terry, I saw that news. I didn't check the details, but I will look into it. So thanks for letting me know. And sanctuary cities, Terry, as you suggested, as you referred to the sanctuary cities in your comments, I read your comment. The sanctuary cities are struggling. I mean, they are going through tremendous, unbelievable levels of crises. I mean, I think the people in the sanctuary cities, they are realizing what's going on. They are seeing their tax dollars being spent on the migrants, and we're not talking about a few $1,000s or even a few tens of thousands of dollars. We're not even talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars. I mean, millions, tens of millions of dollars. And now, in the case of Illinois, as I mentioned previously, not during this live stream, but in previous videos, that in Illinois, Cook County and the state of Illinois combined, they are looking at spending $250 million on the migrants. $250 million. So when American citizens living in sanctuary cities, they see this crisis, they see what's going on, then they get concerned. And I think people are waking up. People are realizing what's happening and how more and more dollars are being taken away from taxpayers and being given to the migrants in a variety of ways. The migrants are getting free housing, free food, prepaid cards. In the case of New York City, the migrants are getting prepaid cards to go buy the stuff that they need. And so this is unbelievable. So I think people are waking up. People are realizing what's going on. There is a greater level of awareness, as I understand. And what I am doing through this channel is I'm trying to raise awareness. I'm presenting facts, and I'm presenting data, I'm presenting information, and also I'm presenting my views and opinions and my commentary. And I want to hear from you what you have to say. And that's why I encourage people to write their comments in the live stream, or to write to me afterwards, to send me messages, to connect with me, and to share opinions. My friends, let me tell you. So the liberals in New York City, they want to extend voting rights to non-citizens. And I think, and this is according to the Constitution, You have to be a US citizen to be able to vote. But in New York City, the liberals approved a law that would grant voting rights to non citizens for municipal elections. And guess what happened? Guess what happened? The court struck down the law. The court struck down the law. That's what happened. And let me check the chat window here. Oh, my friend Terry is writing the same thing. Just saw update on the appeals court. Exactly, Terry. That's what happened. The court of law struck it down. The court of law, a state appeals court, ruled that this New York City law is unconstitutional. I'm proud of that decision by the court. By that decision, yes, it is unconstitutional. What New York City politicians tried to do by passing a law to grant voting rights to non-citizens for municipal elections, that's unconstitutional. And so I agree with the court's decision. That's the right decision by the court. But let's not forget that those individuals who passed this law that got struck down, those individuals are still there as New York's elected officials. They are still active in the political arena. And this is what's on their mind, that these are individuals, these politicians, they are individuals who just tried to grant voting rights to non-citizens. Now, they were unsuccessful in their efforts because, as I said, the appeals court struck it down. But the bigger question is, how can elected officials even think? How can elected officials even, come up with a proposal to grant voting rights to non-citizens? It's mind-boggling. It's just so shocking. I don't get it. I mean, how are the people of New York electing politicians who then try to erode the power of the American citizenship by granting voting rights to the non-citizens? And that's the trend. That's the trend here. Pay attention, my friends. In New York City, the liberals don't prioritize American citizens. And the liberals in New York City, they give taxpayer-funded benefits to the illegal immigrants, and then they also tried to give voting rights to non-citizens, legal non-citizens. They are legal, but they are still non-citizens. And the only people who should be able to vote are citizens. Non-citizens should not be able to vote. So the New York City liberals, they try to give taxpayer-funded benefits to the illegal immigrants, and then they also try to give voting rights to non-citizens. And so it's clear, if you're paying attention, that the liberals are busy focusing on those who are not US citizens. The liberals are focusing on those who are not US citizens. Elected officials should prioritize US citizens. But that's not happening in New York City. My friends, do you know how many non-citizens would have been allowed to vote if the court would have upheld this New York City law? If the court's decision would be different, if the court, let's say the court did not strike this law down, what would have happened? What would be the scenario? Approximately 800,000 non-citizens would then have gotten voting rights in New York City. But thankfully, the court struck this New York City law down. Imagine 800,000 non-citizens getting the right to vote in municipal elections in New York City. What the liberals are trying to do by trying to pass these kinds of laws, what the liberals are trying to do is to erode the power of US citizenship. The liberals are trying to erode the power of US citizenship. If you observe their actions, if you pay attention, you can clearly see that the liberal politicians are trying to erode the power of US citizenship. My friends, we must protect our rights, including our voting rights. We must protect our rights, including our voting rights. Voting rights are only for US citizens. Only US citizens should be allowed to vote in US elections. Non-citizens should not be allowed to vote in US elections. Non-citizens must not be allowed to vote in municipal elections. My friends, I support voter ID law. I think voters should have to show a valid government issued ID in order to vote. And that's common sense. That's common sense. And non citizens should not be allowed to vote in any American election. My friends, let me just quickly take a look at the chat window. My friend Terry has written various comments here. Terry writes, will they appeal that decision? I don't know, Terry. I don't know. I mean, this is a state appeals courts. Are they going to appeal this decision? I don't know what's going to happen, but I'll be paying attention to that. And, I'll be talking about it if there are updates. So thank you for asking that question. My friends, the final point that I have for today's live stream is that there's an event coming up. There's a great event that's coming up. It's an event here in Wisconsin, and I am the guest speaker. So I am the guest speaker, and it's an event that is scheduled for March 12th March of 2024. There's an event in Wisconsin. I am the guest speaker, and I will be at that event. I will be talking about my journey as an immigrant, as a legal immigrant, and I will also be discussing the border crisis and the problems that we are facing right now as a country. So this event is on March 12th. I am the guest speaker. It's in Wisconsin. So I know that there are lots of viewers who are from other states. And I know there are viewers who live in Wisconsin. So anyone from in-state, out of state, if you want to know more about this event, please let me know. Send me a message. You can email me at tausif@tausifanam.net. That's my email address. Once again, my email is tausif@tausifanam.net. So if any of you, if you have an interest in attending this event on March 12th in Wisconsin, if you want to know the details, this, I'm happy to share more information about the event. I'm planning to do a PowerPoint presentation, and I think it'll be a great event. And I've done lots of speeches and talks and PowerPoint presentations over the last many years, and I'm looking forward to this event that's coming up. I think I have lots of information that I want to share. Obviously, I'll share, as I said, my journey as an immigrant. So I'll be talking about my personal journey, my life, the things I did. I'll be talking about my background. But then I'll also be discussing the issues that we face as a country, the border crisis, the surge in the number of illegal immigrants, so on and so forth. I mean, there are so many things I need to discuss. So I'm planning on having a PowerPoint presentation. The event, if you're wondering where in Wisconsin this event is going to be, it's going to be in Green Bay. So this event is in Green Bay, Wisconsin, March 12th. If you have any questions, if you're interested to know more, please reach out to me, and I can share with you more information about location, time, etc. My friends, that's all I have for today's live stream. We are past 24 minutes. And let me see, Terry's writing, Green Bay is blue country, so be convincing. All right, Terry. I like Green Bay. It's I've been there before for Republican Party of Wisconsin State Convention. I have been to the Green Bay area, particularly I think in De Pere. last year for a presentation that I did on immigration, and it was Americans for Prosperity in Wisconsin. They had an event, and I was the guest speaker, so I went and did a presentation talking about my life, talking about immigration, and I'm looking forward to the March 12th event in Green Bay. So any of you, if you want to know more information, please reach out to me. And I thank you all so very much for watching my videos, for tuning in, for my live streams, for writing comments, for, if you miss the live stream, there are people who watch the replay. I appreciate that very much. Please stay connected with me. Go to my website, tausifanam.net. Send me an email. My email address is tausif@tausifanam.net. Share with me your thoughts and comments. You can also find me on social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, so you can connect with me on social media. Thank you all. Thank you so much once again. And I hope to be back again with more videos, more live streams. So please stay connected with me. And my friend Terry says, good night, Tausif. Good night, Terry. Thank you for joining today's live stream. I appreciate it. And I'll be back again with more information, more commentary. Thank you. Have a wonderful night.